Padre.
Ryan, back and looking radiant per usual. It's somehow the lighting finds you, Ryan. And I hope that this break did you well.
Certainly did not.
Good. Glad
it just deteriorated my body at exponential rates. But I'm back. Got a little sun. That's why the lighting is looking extra good on me. And we've got early abs, meaning early bets, of course. A little MLK Day action today, and great to be celebrating MLK Day here. So, Dre, let me ask you this: how did my fill-ins do on this show?
It felt like good. They brought the vibes. Rudo really laid down some great knowledge on the NHL, some great insights on why the Kraken have been overrated. We really covered a swath of is that you guys say that? Of maybe NHL related topics. And then D-Line. I mean, D-Line brought the thunder. He always brings the thunder. How his picks do is almost irrelevant because his vibes were times 1,000x on the vibes. So
love it. I ended up going, so I made all my picks on the plane right before we took off, just as I said I would, and I ended up going 2 and 3.
Very good, Ryan. What I do want you to go and revisit, speaking of fill-ins, is the tailgate. Because there is a cold open that was probably the most poorly executed cold open in that show's history, which is epic. And then the wheel had to be spun 5 times because we got several topics where you just have to spin again and then reverse. So I reversed it onto Hank, and then Hank reversed that back onto me. So
wow,
legendary stuff. And Henry got Water Dome, which is the most,
the best possible scenario.
It dripped on the front of his face, and it was legendary, Ryan.
Wow.
So and it wasn't a dog heavy NFL playoff weekend like we hoped, but we were biggest on the Niners, and the Niners did bring it home. So actually the account felt pretty nice today.
And the one fave that I liked was the Bills.
Yep, that's right. You were smart about the Bills.
That was incredibly satisfying. And I bet that Henry said some really dumb things about like Mac Jones and Bill Belichick on the tailgate.
He didn't even mention them. All he would talk about is Josh Allen not being maximized in cold weather, which fine, that may well be true, but he's more maximized in cold weather than any other quarterback, and especially more than Mackie Jonesy.
Bro, he probably had like the best playoff game of all time in -7 weather.
I think you're right. And my white whale props, as you'll imagine, they did very well. Only one of the 4 didn't hit. So, pretty standard parlay stuff, as you would say.
There you go. All right, let's jump into today. We have a pretty packed slate here. Another playoff game, which, by the way, whoever's idea it was to spread out week 1 playoffs over 3 days, literally put them in every Hall of Fame you can find. This is incredible.
Agree. Yeah, the world needed this, and some unspoken hero. There's so many scumbags ruining honest sports betting for us. Most of all, scorekeepers and refs.
And legislators.
And we won't get into the other dirty periphery of the world, but this truly is an unspoken legendary hero. We needed this, Ryan. We needed this so bad.
The world needed this, and we are getting rewarded with a playoff Manning cast.
Wow.
Larry Fitzgerald coming on tonight. Russell Wilson, The Rock.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Dwayne Johnson?
Dwayne.
Wow.
Johnson.
Holy cow. That's
who notably got a bunch of stuff thrown at him while playing for Miami in Boulder when they came to Boulder.
Classic.
So yeah,
that's kind of
like
relevant. Yeah, the Cowboys. Right? That's kind of relevant. That's legendary. I mean, we don't condone that sort of behavior, but legendary nonetheless. It's a legendary story. Yeah.
I think there's a time and a place for all behavior.
Fair enough. With some exceptions, but I think you might be
Yeah, there are
something
some exceptions. But throwing stuff on the field, I'd say there's a time and place.
Right.
Just don't hurt anyone. Okay. Anyways, let's jump into. By the way, that was not the time nor the place from Cowboys fans.
There you go.
Let's jump into the draft and see what's on the board today. I'm eagerly awaiting it. I'll read through the options here. You got Avs 60-minute money line, Mac over 1.5 points, Cardinals money line, tasty.
Love it.
Sony Michel anytime touchdown.
Oh.
No. Blackhawks 60-minute money line.
Made the crack in the art.
Cooper Kupp, not Cooper Kuppy apparently. It's only getting one. Anytime touchdown is 165. Landy over 1.5 points at 165. Kyler Murray over 297.5 pass plus rush yards minus 115. Really love that one. And it is. By the way, time and place for throwing stuff on the field. Bills fans nailed it perfectly.
Oh, there you go. That? That's right. Yep, I did catch that. That was that. So is that a tradition just against the Pats or for all
No,
foes?
all games. Actually, Shane Ray, when he was in Denver, was the one who alerted me to this. He found it to be incredibly hilarious.
I was hearing people like, how could you sneak that in? And it's like, man, pretty simple answer, buddy. Of all the things to sneak in, that one's pretty straightforward. So
yes,
yep,
that's I know I can think of the perfect place. Yeah, literally, Shane Ray. Sorry for the stories. Shane Ray literally comes up to me the week they're playing Buffalo, and he's like, "Bro, have you heard about the Dildo Bros?" I was like, "No, dude, what is that?"
That's incredible.
Yeah,
I think about Shane often when I see Randy Gregory ball out lately.
At least, what's the other guy who went earlier than Shane in that draft? He was drafted by Atlanta.
Oh, Dante Fowler.
Nope, it wasn't him. It was this guy's like out of the league too. I think he went to the Titans for a little while.
Okay, we'll look it up.
Vic something.
Vic Beasley.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
it was a college legend.
Okay, yeah, there it is. Yeah. Vic Beasley. Yeah. I don't know how I got Vic out of that. It just came to me. Okay. So you have the first pick. Lead us off.
Okay. I'm feeling this football slate, and I won't blow my load right away on a money line. All that said, the value on this Blackhawks against the Kraken, sure, they need to fly to Seattle, big whoop. This is Grubauer against Fleury from what I'm seeing. And I mean, like, Fleury's won 10 more games than Gruby this year. He's got a save percentage that's like at least 30 points higher. And he's allowing like at least 0.5 goals less. Like, the comparison isn't even close. Not to mention the Blackhawks, obviously way more talented on their front line. So getting this kind of value on the Blackhawks. Now, you hear overstretched himself. He made this a little more complicated than I needed it to be with the 60, but that's part of the game. That will be my first pick. Blackhawks in 60 in Seattle. Will be glued into that one tonight.
Love this.
Actually, 3 o'clock. So another matinee game for my midday bettors. Even better.
Just a note for the listeners here. If a number one pick when there's Colorado teams in action isn't a Colorado team, pay attention. There's a reason. There's a good reason.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring the board back up. I've got back-to-back picks here, and
yes,
I think I know where. Oh man, I like everything. I want everything except for Sony Michel. Screw that guy. So I'm gonna start with my number 1 overall pick. It's the last one on the board. Kyler Murray over 297.5 pass plus rush yards at -115. Now
that one hurts.
This is I'm a little bit worried just because I've seen the Rams defense pummel him before. But I think we're going to see maybe the best game of Kyler Murray's career tonight.
Interesting.
He's one of those people who has to hold back a little bit throughout the regular season so he doesn't get himself hurt. And I think he's also the type of competitor who once all the chips are on the table is going to throw that out the window. So first of all, I hope he doesn't get himself hurt, but I think you're going to see him running all over the place tonight. I think he goes over 100 rushing yards.
Interesting.
So they're going to obviously be stunting Aaron Donald all over the place. Von Miller, I mean, they have the pieces to slow him down. I believe in Cliff Kingsbury to come up with a plan to get him into places where he can, make a decision whether he wants to huck it down the field or take off.
I love that. That was my second pick on the board. That's a great point, Mike Trout. That's a great point. Yeah.
The odds were not on yet when I made the draft.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't. There's no way I could have done it. Actually, I did. I did check it out. There was only one shot on goal prop for that entire game. It was cracking forward Jared McCann. He's terrible.
Can't.
Yeah. That's a great one. That's a great pick. And I actually think this game's going to come down to, both the Rams and Cards, their struggles are really delineated with the health of their starting quarterbacks. And I actually think Kyler's been able to get himself back and healthy the last few weeks, more so than Stafford, who just hasn't seemed right for a minute. I love that, Ryan. That was a second pick on my of all the pick drafts we've done. I think that's the biggest steal yet, the one that hurts the most.
Are you one of those people out there rooting for Von Miller to win another Super Bowl?
No.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, love Von. But I wasn't exactly rooting for Shannon Sharp to win another one with the Ravens either. He actually hurt me many times and a lot. So I don't want that to happen again, especially in LA. If this was Podunk Cleveland, sure, I could buy that. Cincinnati, yeah, I could be in on that. This one, no.
It's like, do you want to see your ex marry a billionaire and change the world? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Some people might.
No, you absolutely do not, unless you have dirt on her that you can leverage into getting some of that sweet cheese.
Like a book. You could write a tell-all book.
You could write a tell-all book. Yes, exactly. Maybe she lashed out or was like she's terrible to waiters or something, and you can be like, dude, I actually contacted that waiter and we're happy to go public on this right now.
If Von Miller wins another Super Bowl, I'm writing a tell-all book of the conversations we had in the locker room about things like why his spirit animal is an owl and his favorite childhood movies.
Right. That's a great one. Is the biggest dirt you have on Von him saying he'd hook you up with Adidas and that never coming through?
Ooh. Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer. That's some strong journalism right there, folks. That's how you keep things under the hood right there. He knew you were a Nike guy, so he understood.
I told him, I said, I'll consider converting, but you gotta give me my first pair. Right. And he said, I have hundreds of pairs at my house, and
literally never gave you.
Never saw any of them. Saw zero of those pairs.
Happens to the best of us. I believe your third pick is up.
No, my second pick is up.
Your second pick, the third pick overall of our glorious pick draft.
That is correct. Oh man, I just have to go with the easiest one on the board. it's gonna hit. It's the worst odds, but
right.
it's there, and so you have to take Cooper Kupp anytime touchdown. He scores touchdowns in like every game. He's always open on every play. I don't. If there's one thing I know about Vance Joseph is that he has no idea how to take away another team's best player. You know, he can call a good game, but he cannot take away a player. So Cooper Kupp, I'd hammer all of his numbers. I mean, last time they played, he ran roughshod all over them. So
he did.
It's the first time I've ever said that out loud. Ran roughshod.
That's a good one. Maybe you should spend more time in Florida. Yeah.
Oh man, what a weird place.
Yeah, I believe it. That's a good one. That's a good one. I actually think I was looking. He's gone over 90 receiving yards in every single game except for the first game against the Cards. Last time they played against each other at SoFi, because the Cards are a much better road team. But Cooper Kupp, I mean, the sun to rise minus 200, Cooper Kupp minus 165, the locks of the day, really. And on that, Minnesota Wild, the Kumper in goal. So give me Avs 60 minutes as my second pick. That one feels great. That one feels glorious. It's a midday Avs bet, so nothing's better than that. Oh, Ryan, I am so torn. I'm so torn, and I think it's no coincidence that this pick has lasted this long. Cardinals money line, it's right there staring us in the face. I think the quarterback is the healthier of the two quarterbacks. They're a much better road team. Man. The problem here to me is, can I put trust into Cliff, who from his Texas Tech days, his teams fall off a literal, a KLIFF cliff. Come November on, the turducken is never quite digested from his teams. And Vance Joseph, who you just alluded to, not really knowing how to stop teams' number one weapons. That's just not his vibe. But you know what? I'm doing it. I want to be invested. Give me Cards money line. Let's go. I'd like to say go Birds. Can't they just adopt that too? Go Birds?
You could say like Bird Gang.
Bird Gang? I'm allowed to do that? That's allowed?
I think that's fair game.
Okay, but I promise I'll do jazz hands when I do it. So
that's good.
I kind of loosen it up. I free it up a little more. So, and then as Mike Trout mentioned, Matthew Stafford to throw a pick, very good odds. He's done that. He's had as many multi-pick games as he had his no-pick games, and 4 consecutive games of throwing an interception. Very good odds on that.
Who's going to get him? Who's going to pick it off?
I'm a big Byron Murph guy, but Byron Murph's play has dropped off a little, as the word on the Scrizzy, so I'm not quite sure.
Buda Baker?
Boo. Don't you do that to me, Ryan. Buddha, rocking everywhere. And then once they put those lines up, El Gato shots on goal, it's automatic. If I bet it, it hits, and it's against the Kraken, so it's going to hit.
All right, cool. I have one last pick to make, I believe.
You do.
So let's see the board. Oh, jeez.
We don't leave you a ton. It's a lot of Avs props, really.
Yeah, I'll just... Oh, wait, you already took the Avs money line, didn't you?
60-minute, yeah, I did.
Okay, so what's left on the board is Mac points, Michelle, hell no, and Landy points. Those are the only options, right?
Yep. Against the Wild. I mean, who's the Wild killer,
Who is it?
I'm not quite sure, but Mac
asking the question.
Mac has found his groove. Like, Mac does seem to have unlocked.
I believe Mac averages like 1.3 points per game right now.
Right.
So it might even have gone up over the last week or so. So you know what? I'll ride with the Mac truck.
Hell yeah.
If I were to pick something else, though, I would pick Cooper Kupp receiving yards. I don't even care what it is. Just take it. And receptions.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Honestly, should he get the Jokic treatment and build an all Coopy Cuppy SGP? Stick around for segment 2 where we navigate that exact question.
Boom. Boom. Great.
Boom.
All right. To get to segment 2, you have to take the bridge to the metaverse, where the rankings are clear as day.
Bird Gang style, double fisted, baby. You know it.
Double fisted number ones. Oh,
Producer
God. That
Yaya's new favorite hobby right here is
DraftKings Sportsbook is the best, and you can bet $1 on an NFL playoff team, and if you get it right, $256 in free bets in your pocket. It's an incredible deal. Obviously, if you're getting in on this tonight, you got a tough decision to make, but
it's true.
I feel like Matthew Stafford's going to choke.
Right.
So I can't. He's only ever played in one playoff game, I'm pretty sure.
Sad.
Very sad.
Well, and all these other guys he's got around him, it's not like Jalen Ramsey. I mean, a little success, or Odell Beckham Jr. have had a ton of playoff success.
Yeah, there is one guy.
Andrew Whitworth, who's been around since the 70s.
Von Miller.
Oh, Jesus. I keep forgetting he's on the team. He did a great job of doing changing his number to 40. I really think that's allowed me to kind of like move on. He's not our Vaughn, he's their Vaughn. Yep.
He was wearing number 58 thigh pads for a few weeks there, but he switched them to 40 now, so you can fully remove yourself.
Some of you guys are really dialed into those thigh pads. Me, not so much, I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm a big thigh guy.
No doubt.
Okay. DraftKings Sportsbook, get in on that 1 for $256 playoff promo, and also get in on a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR. Of course, you must be 21 or older, Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match. Each up to $500. The deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough, and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Beautiful. Great stuff, Fred.
You want to do that? You want to go right into Coopy Cuppy Town?
I think we should. It's kind of the perfect way to pass this Monday night is just giving Coopy Cuppy the Jokic treatment and putting together an all Coopy Cuppy SGP, maybe with an added Kyler props just for funsies.
I just looked at my bet slip, totally forgot that I had already taken Cardinals money line way back when I was on the plane. I wasn't thinking about the fact that I would be back in time to make it, so I've already got that in the bet slip. That's nice to have
great.
In there.
Yeah, you love that. Did you place all the NFL bets you wanted to?
I told you that already, and you responded to it. You clearly weren't paying attention. I said I went 2 and 3.
Oh, good. Okay, you love to hear it. Well, Ryan, how aggressive do you want to get on this Coopy Cuppy thing?
Well, let's flip that thing first. All right, you're going Coopy Cuppy touchdown.
Yep.
And then
the game begins.
Over 99.5. Where's receptions? Wow, 8+ receptions is the lowest you can get, huh?
Yeah.
All right, there it is. Wow, that's so betting on Cooper Kupp to go 8 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown is only plus 180.
Right. They're like, yeah, that sounds about pretty standard.
That's a standard game for him. That's
insane.
I
mean, it really is the Jokic like 24, 10, and 8.
You know what would really send this thing to the moon, though?
What?
The correlated Cardinals money line.
Right. It's so true.
That's so instantly true. Plus 625. It's like, okay, Coopy Cuppy's going to get his, and the Cardinals are still going to win.
You know what feels right here, Ryan? is giving Cooper Kupp 10 plus receptions. That gives you a nice little injection of juice.
How many times has he done that this year?
Bro, he's a stud probably like every single week. Let's look it up.
Okay. I mean, last time I saw a Bronco get 10 receptions, Brandon Marshall was here. So I can't even fathom the fact that a wide receiver can have that many catches in one game.
Amazingly enough, that's not true. Wow, crazy. So actually only 5 double-digit games all season. He's had 4 games this year. Okay, you're on.
Okay, so okay, we're on the right side of it at 8 plus.
Yeah, damn it. The juice on 10 plus is really nice, but that's
there's a reason for that.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
What did he do against the Cards last game when he just went off?
Last game, he went 13 of 15 targets for 123 and a ton.
Wow, 13 catches.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't cover him. So if you, I'm not out on 10 if you really crave it. Would you rather do that and take out Cards money line? So we're not
Cards money line is where all the yak is made.
Okay, all right.
Well, so I think we got to stick to that.
I think we do have our answer there.
I'm also, a fun thing I'm doing is Australian Open. I'm taking all heavy faves of like minus 500 or more, parlaying like 11 together, and you get like a plus 200 juice. So that's fun.
Did it work yet?
Well, they're starting off now, so we're going to see. Stay tuned to find out.
And I don't mean this. I don't mean any disrespect to the sport. There's no sport I've ever been able to get in less than tennis. I mean, you could go all the way down to curling, and I like it better than tennis.
That's really odd. I find tennis wildly entertaining.
I'll tune in when they're like, this match has been going on for 4.5 hours.
Those are great. Those are great.
And I'll watch the last 4.5 hours of it. But it's the one that I'm just like, yeah, well, it does not get the juices flowing at all for me.
Interesting.
No hate. I can't even tell you why.
No,
it just
of course
doesn't get the heart beating.
Australian Open late night. It can kind of replace some Pac-12 football for you. So you never know. Yeah. Check it out.
Well, Australian Open after dark.
Exactly.
Fair enough. All right, we'll look at that. Bird Gang, rise up, or whatever we say.
Rise the Red Sea, I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll really dial these in if they win, or we'll completely forget them until September of this year if they lose.
Sounds great.
Find out.
All right, this has been fun. We will catch you guys later, and have a great day.